My beloved child, even as your eyes fall on these words, I am already nearer than your own breath. I placed this exact moment in motion long before you were born. You thought you were just scrolling, but no. This is a divine interruption. This is the encounter your soul has been craving without even knowing it. You've been asking, Lord, where are you in all of this? And I have been waiting for this instant to answer. Not through thunder, not through fire, but through this message, because today, something sacred is unfolding. And your watch, yes, your willingness to watch, is what unlocks it. Don't skip. Heaven is leaning close. Something huge is waiting for you. There were moments you passed through storms you couldn't explain. People left. Doors closed. Time kept moving, but your heart stood still. You smiled for others while silently asking, does any of this matter? But I saw you. And I smiled, not because of your perfection, but because you stayed. Because you kept going when everything in you said stop. What you didn't see, I saw. Every moment you chose to get back up. I was there. Not just watching, but rejoicing. And now, this moment is the fruit of those unseen victories. You are not watching this by accident. This message was sent from my heart to your screen with one intention: to lift what's been heavy, to stir what's been silent, and to bring joy to the one who shaped your soul. I have written something in the unseen that only your heart can unlock. The moment your attention stays long enough for my voice to be heard, something begins to shift in the heavens. Yes, your watch brings me a smile, because I know the cost it took to pause, to listen, to believe again. You've been waiting for me to move, but I've been waiting for this moment of surrender. This holy space where your soul leans in, and my power rushes in. You didn't miss your moment. You're in it. Don't rush away now. I am about to give you a glimpse of what I've hidden from view. The reason for the delay. The meaning behind the silence. The purpose behind the pain. Stay till the end. What I'm releasing here is not just comfort. It's confirmation. I'm about to unfold a layer of truth that even your deepest doubts couldn't drown out. This moment is sacred. Not because of who you are, but because of who I am. And I am here. There's something I need to show you. Something your heart has been ready for, even if your mind isn't sure. Don't miss it. The next breath could carry the whisper that breaks every chain. You were never meant to carry it alone. Not the pressure, not the expectation, not the silence that wrapped itself around your prayers. I know what you've tried to forget. I saw when the laughter around you felt too loud, too far, too unfamiliar. And yet, even there, I stayed. You've been surviving in a world that rarely stops, a world that overlooks those who feel deeply. But not me. I've been writing your deliverance into every ordinary day, weaving breakthrough into the mundane. You've mistaken delay for denial. But what you thought was distance was divine preparation. Buzz. Something deeper is coming into view. I haven't just been beside you. I've been ahead of you, carving out paths you didn't know you'd need. There were moments when you thought you missed it, that somehow you failed, turned the wrong way, hesitated too long. But nothing you feared could cancel what I destined. Your presence here proves that. This is not a message to entertain. This is me giving voice to the things you couldn't name. You never had to be flawless. You were only ever asked to be present. And your presence right now, this watching, this listening, is reshaping what comes next. Don't skip. My spirit is setting something in motion. I remember the moment your faith cracked. You didn't lose it. You just couldn't carry its full weight. I was there when you whispered prayers you didn't think would reach me. I was the warmth you felt when you should have felt nothing. I was the breath that filled your lungs when your strength had run dry. The world taught you to earn love. I never asked you to. I only asked you to receive mine. This is why I called you here, not to fix you, not to change who you are, but to remind you who I am in you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are standing in a divine rhythm that matches the beating of my own heart. Stay till the end. Not out of obligation, but because what you feel rising inside is me. What I'm about to reveal won't just change your day. It will begin to shift how you see your entire journey. You thought the smile on my face came when you performed. No. My joy explodes the moment you lean in. Because when you watch, not casually, but with your whole heart, it means you've chosen me over the noise. And that makes heaven rejoice. There is something I've longed to show you, something you sensed, but never fully understood. I placed a promise inside your life before your first breath ever filled the air. It wasn't a reward for effort. It wasn't a contract built on performance. It was a divine deposit, sealed by my love, waiting for the appointed time. That time begins now. You're closer than you think to the shift you stopped believing was possible. Your obedience to remain present, right now, is unlocking what delays could never destroy. Every second you remain with me in this sacred flow is a signal to the heavens, you're ready. Not ready because everything makes sense. Ready because your heart finally said, yes, I'll listen. I know what you've been battling behind the curtain, disappointments that wore masks of failure, silent fears disguised as logic. But while others watched what you did, I've been watching what you endured. And I have taken none of it lightly. Don't scroll. You're standing at the edge of something that changes everything. There's a grace I've kept hidden until this moment. A strength you're about to step into that doesn't come from striving but from staying. The kind of strength that lifts burdens without words. The kind that redefines what victory looks like. What I'm about to release is not loud. It's not flashy. It won't be seen on a screen or measured by applause. But it will be real, stronger than what you can explain, deeper than what you expected. Because you stayed. This isn't a story of your downfall. This is the beginning of the unveiling. The scars you tried to cover will soon shine with wisdom. The wounds that made you withdraw are becoming wells of compassion. What once embarrassed you will become the evidence that I never abandoned you. Stay till the end. Your next breath could carry the assurance you've been asking for. Let me speak this plainly. What makes me smile is not your perfection, not your performance, not your ability to push through. What moves my heart is your willingness to be still long enough for me to pour out what the world cannot give. I've hidden this moment inside your timeline like treasure buried in plain sight. And now, because you're watching, the light is shifting. The timing is aligning. The doors that once confused you are about to make perfect sense. What I say next will not only confirm your prayers, it will correct what you thought you lost. You've reached the point where the unseen begins to speak louder than the visible. There's a sound in your spirit you can't explain, a tug that defies logic. That's me. I've drawn you into a moment that can't be replicated, because it was crafted solely for you. What others scroll past, I built as a sanctuary for your breakthrough. The ache you've carried has a name. I've known it before you did. It wasn't pain without purpose, it was the preparation for what I am doing right now. While you thought you were waiting on me, I was building something within you that time couldn't rush. This moment is not small. It is the threshold between what was and what could never be again. Your decision to stay with me here isn't just helping you hear my voice. It's allowing me to rebuild what was stolen, reframe what was misunderstood, and revive what you buried beneath fear. Don't skip. What you're standing in is not ordinary. Many have passed through the valley you now exit. Few recognized the door when it opened. But you're watching, listening, leaning in. That is why my smile grows brighter. I never wanted you to feel pressured to be strong. I only longed for the chance to show you how I carry what you can't. You asked me questions in the night, raw, honest, unfiltered. I didn't turn away. I turned toward you with answers that took time to arrive but were always moving in your direction. That's what this moment is. You are not behind schedule. You are in sync with my divine unfolding. What I've kept hidden until now was never a punishment. It was mercy, protecting you until your heart could carry what your hands weren't yet ready to hold. And now, you're ready. Stay till the end. This isn't the conclusion. It's the opening scene of what I've waited so long to reveal. You are not being visited. You are being invited into clarity, into rest, into joy untouched by external change. Let this truth settle into the places that have forgotten how to dream. I smile when you watch, not because I crave your attention, but because when you give it, I can finally give you what I've been holding. This isn't a script you're reading. It's a moment you're living. And it is holy. You were never forgotten. Not in the silence. Not in the delay. Not in the shadowed hours where answers felt too far to reach. There were days when you kept moving out of duty, not delight. Moments when your own strength felt foreign, borrowed, slipping fast. And yet, even then, I marked you with promise. I stored your cries like treasure and wove my plans tighter around your journey. What I'm revealing now couldn't have been given any sooner. Some things only arrive once the soul has been made wide enough to hold them. Right now, I'm showing you what endurance gives birth to, peace that doesn't come from circumstances but from alignment. Alignment with my rhythm, with my whisper, with the time that eternity wrote just for you. You're not simply watching a message. You're sitting in a divine appointment. Stay engaged. You have no idea what is about to rise within you. There's a deep work unfolding. You sensed it without language. You felt it press against your spirit when all seemed quiet. It was never absence. It was the weight of glory gathering itself, waiting to meet your willingness. There are things I'm going to return to you that others assumed were lost. Pieces of you that you thought had withered. Joys you filed away as maybe someday. What I breathe into you now will feel like the first time, not the second chance. And you, watching, waiting, leaning forward, have just positioned your heart at the intersection of timing and trust. Let that sink in. The very act of staying here with me is unlocking what striving never could. I'm lifting the heaviness, not through escape but through presence. My presence. Don't scroll away. There's a movement of grace moving toward you that the enemy has tried to stop for years. He cannot stop what I've ordained, and he cannot erase the smile I wear when you stay present with me like this. I am not distant. I am not delaying. I am delivering. Not in pieces, in fullness. The moment your heart said, I'll stay and listen, the gates open, and what's coming will not just change your life. It will redefine what you call impossible. Your watch just brought me a smile. Now let your generosity ignite heaven's fire. This moment you're in is not casual. It's a divine altar. Souls are waiting to be reached. Hearts are starving for the word you just received. And your gift can carry this same encounter into thousands more lives. The harvest is ripe, and your giving is the seed. I've poured my oil into this message, And now I'm inviting you to become a vessel of overflow. You've cried out, "Use me, Lord," and I'm answering, "Let me use your hands to send this to the nations." Every dollar you give is a river released, a door opened, a miracle in motion. Bless this message with your generosity through super thanks, YouTube memberships, or the PayPal link in the description, and watch me pour back into your life with favor, breakthrough, and abundance. This encounter was never about timing on a clock. It was about alignment in your spirit. You didn't arrive here by curiosity. You arrived because heaven has waited long enough to release what your heart was born to carry. You may not fully understand why your soul feels stirred right now, but I do. You've stepped into a conversation that was written before your fears ever formed. I know how often you've doubted whether anything would change. The cycles felt endless. The patterns repeated. But just as the tide shifts beneath a still sea, your breakthrough has been forming beneath everything that looked unmoved. Even now, my presence surrounds you, not as a concept, but as reality. I've wrapped this very moment in clarity. Not loud, not forced, just unmistakable. Don't rush this. You are standing in the unveiling. There's a level of peace I've reserved for this hour. It isn't passive. It has power. The kind that silences inner storms, removes false conclusions, and breathes life into dreams you were afraid to revisit. The waiting did not disqualify you. The staying positioned you. There's more I want to show you, more I want to restore, but I needed your heart still enough to receive it. And now that you've paused, you've entered the current of divine momentum. Miracles don't always come with thunder. Sometimes they whisper their arrival through alignment. And this moment, is one of them. Heaven is leaning over your life, not to analyze your past, but to activate your future. Stay till the end. Something extraordinary is about to rise from within the ordinary. I don't smile because you figured everything out. I smile because you chose to remain here, even with unanswered questions. What I'm releasing is not fragile. It's not conditional. It's not distant. It's here. There is healing for memories that still sting. There is beauty for the areas you've called broken. There is purpose inside the places you once considered empty. You don't have to feel ready. I am. And because I am, everything changes. The moment you chose to remain in this encounter, you unknowingly stepped across the line where old stories lose their grip. What happens next will not look like the past. It will carry my signature. It will speak of my hand. It will mark you with undeniable evidence that I have always been near. And your decision to watch, to stay, is what unlocked the first domino. Your journey had been surrounded by more meaning than you've been told. There were details in your life that others overlooked, but I never did. I saw the shift in your heart when you started believing again, even in quiet ways. The smallest yes when you created movement in places you didn't even know were locked. I've been preparing you for what's beginning to unfold right now. Many assume miracles come wrapped in noise and spectacle, but I often move through unseen moments, like this one. Moments where you choose presence over distraction, stillness over reaction. It's in that stillness I draw closest, not because I hide in silence, but because your surrender creates space for me to speak without interruption. There is something deeply sacred about what you're feeling. I've been waiting to show you what's been forming beneath your confusion. You thought you were delayed. I saw you being developed. This isn't a surface encounter. I'm reaching the parts of you that even you forgot existed. Stay with me. Not out of obligation, but because what's happening in your spirit cannot be undone. There are things shifting in the spiritual realm as you remain. Foundations are being repaired. Direction is becoming clear. Wounds are receiving their final healing touch, not with effort, but with my breath. Your watch does more than signal attention. It signals permission. When you stay here, you give me access to shape what needed reshaping, to ignite what seemed lost. You've cried for clarity. This is the beginning of it. Don't scroll now. You're in a holy unveiling. What once felt disconnected is about to converge. Pieces that seemed scattered across years are forming into something beautiful, something you didn't even know you were part of. This is not random. This is restoration. I'm not revealing these things just to comfort you. I'm awakening you into the boldness of purpose. The time for hiding behind excuses is over. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm calling for participation. Your story is being rewritten in real time. And as you remain, watch, and open your heart, you'll realize my smile isn't just over your obedience. It's over your becoming. This space you've entered is not a pause in your day. It's a pivot in your destiny. There are certain moments that carry weight beyond words, and this is one of them. You're not just witnessing something spiritual. You're participating in a shift that has been waiting for your attention. What you thought was small has stirred movement in heaven. While the world focuses on what's visible, I've been building in secret. Every time you return to this place of quiet with me, you are stepping further into what I designed specifically for you. You've heard messages before, but this one is breathing, alive, because I am in it. There are things you stopped praying for, not because you stopped believing, but because you grew tired. You didn't walk away. You just grew silent. I heard even that silence, and I honored it. Now, I am lifting the weight you thought you had to carry forever. Let this sink in. This encounter is not a moment of motivation. It is a divine transfer. My light is exposing what needs to leave. Not to shame you, but to free you. Not every closed door was an enemy's attack. Some were my hand guarding you from lesser things that would have robbed you of the greater. Don't scroll. You're standing at the edge of a spiritual inheritance that is already beginning to unlock. I am releasing vision into places that once felt dim. I am giving new assignments that fit who you've become, not who you used to be. There's no need to revisit the places that rejected you. I'm not leading you back. I'm leading you forward. As you remain, understand this. Your stillness is not wasted time. It's a divine agreement. When you watch with an open heart, you are saying yes to healing, yes to alignment, yes to my voice over every other. What's happening right now isn't a spiritual high. It's a reset. I'm placing you back on the path that always belonged to you, the one you thought you lost. I have not changed my mind about you. You were not disqualified by struggle. You were refined by it. And as you remain here, fully present, fully yielded, heaven continues to smile. Because the one thing I've longed for is happening. You're not chasing a miracle. You're becoming the place where it begins. There are truths I reserved until now, truths that required this exact posture of your heart. What's happening as you stay with me isn't about emotion. It's about recognition. You're beginning to realize that the very things you tried to outrun were the places I waited for you. Not to confront you, but to crown you with purpose. Your life is not measured by what went wrong. It is defined by what I've been building quietly, without applause, within the depths of your soul. The reason this message feels different is because you've reached the threshold of revelation. This is the unveiling of answers that couldn't arrive until you stopped searching elsewhere. While others scroll for noise, You've created room for my whisper. You're not fragile. You're sacred. And in this stillness, I am pouring into you what distractions have tried to steal. You've done more than survive the waiting. You've honored me by trusting in silence. I smile, not because you performed, but because you pause. Don't leave this space. Not yet. Something greater is awakening in you, something beyond what you prayed for. I'm not only responding to your questions, I'm expanding your vision. The restoration you've been promised is not a return to how things were. It's a release into what they were always meant to be. I am not recycling broken pieces. I am crafting something entirely new. The very things you once feared would disqualify you are becoming the proof of my hand in your life. As you remain, let this settle deep in your spirit. I never needed your perfection to begin. I waited for your agreement. You gave it, not in a moment of clarity, but in a moment of honesty. And that was enough. Now, because you stayed, I'm revealing doors you didn't know existed. Opportunities wrapped in obedience. Joy laid beneath surrender. Strength that doesn't shout but stays. Stay till the end. What you're feeling right now is not the end of the story. It's the part where the light finally breaks through. I've called you here, not just to hear me, but to see yourself again through my eyes. Clear, loved, chosen, amazing. You are not what they said. You are what I declared. And that, beloved, is the reason your watching moves me. You've reached the edge of something holy. This wasn't just a message. It was a meeting. Heaven called you into it long before today. Every second you stayed, every breath you gave me room to fill, it all brought you to this final moment. And now, something is being sealed. What I've started in you here doesn't end when the screen goes dark. It continues in the way you see, the way you walk, the way you expect me to show up from this point forward. You are not leaving the same. The shift you feel right now is real. Not hype, not emotion. It's the weight of destiny falling into place. I want you to carry this truth with you. The very act of watching to the end was worship. Because your time, your attention, your stillness, they are more precious to me than any offering. They prove that your heart is open, and when your heart is open, I can do anything. You didn't just listen, you received. You didn't just hear, you believe. And because of that, what begins to unfold next in your life will look nothing like the battles you've come through. There's a reason the atmosphere around you feels different. It's because this wasn't just about encouragement. It was about commissioning. You've been sent back into your world with something new resting on your spirit, something unshakable, something divinely planted. Let go of the need to explain it to others. I didn't sit in this sacred moment, but I did. I was here. I am still here. And I will walk with you into every next step you take. Don't chase signs. You've already been given one. You are the sign. You are the proof that staying is powerful, that silence can speak, that brokenness can be beautiful when placed in the hands of the one who never wastes a single moment. So go forward, not waiting for something to happen, but knowing that it already has. You stayed. I smiled. And nothing will ever be the same again. Amen. You stayed. I smiled. Now join me in spreading that smile across the earth. This is your moment to sow into something eternal. What you've received wasn't just a word. It was a divine transfer. And now I'm inviting you to multiply it. As you give, rivers of living water will flow from this message into dry places, awakening thousands who are waiting for hope. You've prayed, God, Let me be part of something bigger. This is that moment. Your gift, given in love, stretched in faith, is a weapon of light against the darkness. You super thanks. You 2 memberships. Or the PayPal link in the description to become a partner in this holy work. I will honor it. I will multiply it. And I will mark you with favor for every soul your generosity reaches. My beloved child, if this message stirred something deep within you, then respond not with silence but with action. Hype this video. Let your enthusiasm echo the weight of what just touched your soul. When you hype it, you're not boosting a post, you're helping me bring this divine moment to others who need to know that their watch, too, will bring me a smile. And yes, like this video is a declaration that you've heard my voice, felt my presence, and received my word. Now, speak back to me. Don't leave this space quietly. Comment below and declare it. My watch brings you joy, Lord, and I'm ready to carry what you just gave me. Let this be your altar in the comment section. Testify. Declare. Respond with holy boldness. Your words may be the confirmation someone else is waiting to see. And if your heart beat faster in this encounter, if my voice felt closer than it's ever been, then subscribe now. This channel is not entertainment. It's my mouthpiece. Every message I speak here is timed by heaven, crafted for your soul, and released to lift you higher. Stay connected. Stay listening, and let me speak into your life again. Subscribe, and never miss the sound of my voice again. Amen.